How's it going, Fish fam? Welcome back to a brand new video. If this is your first time checking out the channel, what's up? My name is Gabe. You can also find me at SpartnFish pretty much everywhere on the internet. I am a little over 300 episodes into One Piece, which means I am still nowhere fucking close to being caught up in One Piece. I am still what you could probably consider a One Piece beginner. This might be the perfect time for me to check out the beginner's guide to One Piece. Now, I feel like I have a pretty good general sense and understanding of the world building in One Piece. I'm still constantly being blown away by some new discovery or new concept, or just having a new question about something else that we're recently discovering or hearing about for the first time, or just even having something explained more in depth sometimes in One Piece will give me more questions than answers. So I wanted to take this opportunity to check out the Beginner's Guide to One Piece by Grand Line Review. Obviously, this is a huge fucking One Piece channel. If you're watching me, there's no fucking shot. There's no fucking shot that you haven't seen this Grand Line Review video from like 3 years ago. But I've seen a few other people within my circle kind of check this video out. So I wanted to see what it was all about. I figured at this point, surely there's no way this is gonna spoil anything for me.
A few moments later.
We're spoiling too much. I gotta skip around. We're spoiling too much shit. I gotta skip around. There's already, stuff that I'm aware of as far as in the future in the anime, just because, I feel like I have to say this all the time. I have an internet connection, so obviously I'm aware of, certain things. I've seen the live action, so I'm aware of certain things. I feel like this is going to be the kind of video where it's something that if I would have watched it over a year ago at this point, it might have motivated me to starting my journey of watching the anime. Before I press play, if you are interested, like I said, we're watching One Piece. We also got Solo Leveling Season 2, Sakamoto Days. We got movies, we got music. So if you're interested in any of that, hit the button, stick around, and yeah, let's just get into it.
Hello and welcome to the Grand Line Review, your source for everything One Piece. My name is Liam, and if you give me 10 minutes, then I will change your life. Because if you're watching this video, it probably means that you have a rather annoying friend, family member, romantic partner, or perhaps all three. No judgment.
Or perhaps 1,000 commenters
Here, who has been pestering you to read or watch this thing that is called One Piece. Or maybe you're just a generally curious individual. I'm gonna be honest, it doesn't matter, because you have stumbled upon the ultimate video for your particular situation. Because this is the Beginner's Guide to One Piece, and in a few short minutes you're going to know if this is the right series for you and how to begin reading or watching if it is. Because for a series that has been running continuously for almost a quarter of a century,
decision's already been made at this point.
Confusing, intimidating, and generally off-putting to jump into the deep end on your own. But you're not on your own, because you've got me, and you've also got the reindeer. The reindeer sitting on a toaster. So let's consider this something of a Santa Claus
I like that
arrangement,
reindeer.
with me bringing you the wonderful gift.
That's a good
of
reindeer.
One Piece. So let's begin with the general premise. Everything about One Piece essentially boils down to a global treasure hunt. At the beginning of the series, the pirate king Goldie...
If there is no new information for me in this video, do you know what that means? If there's no new information for me in this video, that means I am actually not a One Piece beginner anymore. Am I still a beginner? Let's fucking find out. I walked into this thinking I was, but maybe I'm not.
Roger is executed, but not before stating that he had hidden his treasure somewhere in the world. This declaration sparks a golden age of piracy that eventually sees our protagonist Monkey D. Luffy set out to find this treasure and become the next pirate king. And this treasure is known as the titular One Piece, and it's one of the greatest ongoing mysteries in all of media as we know it. Because while it may initially sound like a big old pile of gold, this story takes a stunning amount of twists and turns, revealing a world, characters, and secrets that we never could have imagined. It really doesn't seem like like it at first, but One Piece has everything that most humans look for in an installment of media. Action, adventure, drama, political intrigue, mystery, suspense, comedy.
He's not
and this
wrong.
uncanny ability to every
He's
now
definitely
and then
not
just
wrong.
completely blow your mind in a way that nothing else could. And I do think that I'm being quite reserved for that description, because I honestly don't think I've ever met someone who started One Piece and then regretted that decision. It has so much to offer.
I mean, listen, if you start One Piece and you only get 40 episodes in, you might regret that decision, you know? But if you get to 50 episodes into One Piece, fuck, you're gonna be like, God damn it, this shit's incredible.
You here watching this video right now, but the
Me?
biggest problem that you and others face are the various roadblocks to actually starting the series in the first place. The first of which is undoubtedly the rather intimidating length of One Piece. At the time of writing this video, there are over 1,000 manga chapters, and we are rapidly approaching 1,000 anime episodes as well. And quite frankly, yes, that is a disgusting amount. It's a big time commitment no matter which way you choose to consume the series, because
over
you could take
1,100
in like
now, right?
40 other small series during that time. But the way I would describe One Piece is like the difference between walking to the corner shop versus deciding to take a grand journey across the globe. One of them is much more appealing and achievable at the time, and one of them will give you an unparalleled experience and a far greater reward at the end. The thing about length is that yes, it does seem like a lot at first, but once you blast through those 1,000 chapters, you all of a sudden come to the realization that, oh, that's not quite enough, is it? In fact, it's nowhere near enough. There's a very good reason why One Piece has been running continuously for 24 years, which has made it the second highest selling comic book in world history. The only title still remaining higher is that pesky Superman, and look, we're coming for you, Superman, because we want that #1 spot. There's nothing you can do about it. And it's also because One Piece has a really bizarre and rare ability to appeal to every age demographic. You might think that, like other shows,
One Piece is definitely gonna pass Superman, if it hasn't already.
Internationally conducted demographic poll, less than 25% of fans are in that teenage bracket, and more than 70% are aged between 20 and 40. So One Piece
that's
holds
me.
a lot more appeal amongst
aged
adults
between
than your
20 and
typical
40.
shonen series does. Don't let this goofy art fool you. This series has quite a bit of substance to it. And speaking of, the art is, look, it's a very common roadblock, and one which I fully understand. When I first stumbled across One Piece, it took me literally months before I actually gave the series a chance. And it's because I took one look at this crazy rubber mofo and I went, nope, this isn't it, not for me. But I pretty immediately regretted that mindset when I did actually concede and give the series a go. I think the term acquired taste definitely applies with the art of One Piece. I mean, some people gel.
One Piece definitely has what you could describe as a very unique art style. It is very specific to One Piece, and it's very instantly recognizable
with it instantly, whilst others need time to get accustomed to the style. It's not overly sleek and sexy like your standard anime or manga series, but as time goes on, you realize
the
JoJo's
JoJo's reference.
Very key advantage for One Piece, because it allows the author Eiichiro Oda to fully explore his imagination, creating characters and landscapes that no other artist would dare to bring into existence out of fear that it would look too ridiculous. And there is no greater example of how well this is utilized than with the main power system of the series,
the devil fruits are completely fucking goofy.
Magical fruits, and if you eat one of these foul-tasting foods, then you will be granted a random superpower. For example, our protagonist Monkey D. Luffy ate the Gomu Gomu no Mi, which turned his body into rubber. Others consumed fruits that gave them the ability to turn into animals, ranging from dogs to dinosaurs, even mythical creatures. Meanwhile, some gain the ability to transform into natural elements like
someone's
sand,
gonna
ice,
be a
and lightning.
fucking dragon at
With all
some
the double
point,
fruits, and
dude.
literally anything is possible. We even have one man who can become Mochi, which is a Japanese.
I fucking love that, bro. I just recently watched that fight where she gets Robin all slippery. She gets Robin all slippery.
Rice cake. And you wouldn't think that a rice cake could be so deadly or so phenomenally cool, but it is. All of which is to say that the wackier the idea or the design, the harder it is likely to hit you in One Piece. There are times when you'll be introduced to, say, a cross-dressing ballerina or a man in a baby outfit, and you'll sit there and go, well, what the absolute crap is this? But mere chapters later, you'll be crying your eyes out at just how hard-hitting their stories are. That is the bizarre juxtaposition of One Piece that you
refuse. No. I refuse. I will never cry over Bond. if there is a moment in me watching One Piece where I cry over Bon Clay, I can't even think of an appropriate. I'll do a Bon Clay cosplay if I ever cry over a Bon Clay storyline. How about that?
Won't find anywhere else. There are other roadblocks, though, a major one being that you may or may not be so keen on the whole theme of the series, which is pirates. And look, I get it. Pirates aren't exactly the
if you don't fuck with
thing
pirates,
right
that you wouldn't like One Piece.
I have no idea
If you don't fuck with pirates,
very out of the
yeah.
loop. But arguably, pirates
One Piece
never
probably
have
isn't
been
for
the
you.
thing during the entire lifespan of One Piece. I guess Pirates of the Caribbean kind of made them cool for a few years, maybe.
Nah, dude, pirates are cool.
Johnny Depp. But the key thing
Pirates
about
are cool,
One Piece
bro.
here is that
Pirates
these
are cool.
not pirates as you know them. When we think of pirates in the West, we generally cast our minds back to the filthy yar me hearties kind of guys who actually historically never existed. Pirates never said garbage like shiver me timbers and all of that stuff was popularized by
not true. I say that all the time, and I've pirated loads of content.
In this series, yes, you will find some of your classic.
Hey, there he is, Blackbeard.
Sky pirates,
Fucking
fish pirates,
Eneru.
cyborg pirates, polar bear pirates, zombie pirates, female pirates.
Damn, I wasn't expecting to get. All right, I'm gonna assume. I'm going to just assume that he meant Frankie. I'm gonna assume that he meant Frankie. I'll assume he meant Frankie, and then hopefully that means I have not been spoiled that one of the warlords is in fact a cyborg.
And all sorts of weird and wacky things that seem to take every existing genre of human media and just smush it all together in this piracy-based package. So if you expected the typical Western pirates, then prepare to be pleasantly surprised. That or incredibly disappointed. One or the other, I guess. But even then, the pirates are not everything, and they really only make up about a third of the characters in the series. There are several other key factions, such as the government, which explores soldiers, sailors, assassins, even secret 007-style agents. And
worst human beings imaginable. Worst human beings imaginable.
For example, here's a guy. His name is Big News Morgans, and he is the most successful entrepreneur in the history of the One Piece world. How did a big bird become head of a mega corporation?
Big News Morgans?
You'll just have to find out. But how do we find
I'm
out
down. I'm down to see
unlike
some
Western
Big News
comics,
Morgans.
One Piece does have a fairly easily identifiable entry point. If you want to read it, then you start with chapter 1. And if you want to watch it, then you start with episode 1. Seems simple, yes? But both have their pros and cons. The manga, for example, is much quicker to get through, it has no filler, and the artwork is very consistent. However, it doesn't have any of the fun, atmospheric stuff like voice acting and music. Meanwhile, with the anime, it does give you that experience. However, given that it first started airing in
it does a really good job of like setting the atmosphere. You know what I mean? It sets the atmosphere for sure.
Meaning that in general it does take longer than reading, but it all depends on what kind of experience you're after. Sometimes longer is better, and in fact that's the entire mantra of One Piece. However, because I know that's not going to be...
That's what my wife says.
Still concerned about the whole length thing, I am now going to give you the Grand Line Review, quick and dirty guide to One Piece. And this, I want to emphasize, is for only the filthiest of One Piece fans. This is for people who are super pressed for time or just genuinely impatient. This is designed to give you a condensed experience of about 400 chapters or roughly 350 episodes, all crammed into an 8-hour package. So first you watch a TV special called Episode of East Blue. This condenses the first 100 chapters of the series into a 2-hour experience.
I have seen that.
Gives you all of the basics
not seen it, but I've like
dreams and the basic gist of the world.
I've heard that it might be worth the watch as I get like way later down the line.
This is an abridged retelling of the Drum Island arc, and it tells you everything
just so I can like refresh my memory.
Reindeer. The reindeer is both important and adorable, and this is actually one of the better One Piece films, although it does exist in a weird sort of the alternate universe where some things and characters are different, but look, for your purposes, it doesn't matter. After this, we watched One Piece Movie 8, and yes, that's right, we went from 9 back to 8, because that's just how we roll. But this is the episode of Alabasta, another abridged retelling of the first major scale event in One Piece, where Luffy and his crew are thrown into conflict with Warlord of the Sea, with the lives of an entire country at stake. Very action-packed and very fun. Next on the list is episode of Sky Island, a TV special which goes over all of the major beats of the Skypiea saga, where the Straw Hats sail up into the clouds to explore some very heavenly territory and fight against an almost literal god. And then finally, we land back down onto the Blue Sea with episode of Merry. This TV special retells the Water 7 saga.
Stop right there. Stop right there. He already potentially spoiled one of the Warlords of the Sea for me. I'm not gonna have him spoiling fucking the end of the arc I'm on right now. That's not gonna fucking happen.
And I honestly don't think it's the most ideal way to experience One Piece because you do zoom through events and emotions pretty rapidly, but it's still a great way to sample the world and the characters and to know if you do indeed want more, all in a very time efficient manner. And if you do want more, then whether you're continuing with the anime or the manga, you'll want to start with the Thriller Bark saga, which picks up immediately where Episode of Mary left off, and I believe that starts at chapter 442 or episode 337 respectively. But even with that gigantic leap forward, there's still a lot left to experience. In fact, you won't even be halfway through the series at that stage. But believe me, that's a very good thing. But what if you've got no time for any of this nonsense? What if you just want to jump straight into One Piece somehow without even needing to put those 8 hours in? Well, to be honest,
that's kind of
quite demanding.
That
However,
makes
I'm going to help
how the fuck
I'm going to attempt to sum up the entirety of One Piece for you in a single minute. All right, this may be, I think, legitimately impossible, but let's give it a go. Monkey D. Luffy embarks on a quest to become the Pirate King. Along the way, he gathers a large crew, each with dreams of their own to accomplish. Throughout their journey, they encounter fantastical islands, mythical creatures, and an abundance of enemies. Some of which are the 7 Warlords of the Sea, others of which are the 4 Emperors of the New World, and many of them are the world government itself, all of whom get punched in the face. During this journey, Luffy's crew stumbles upon a historical conspiracy involving the former Pirate King.
Stop! We're spoiling too much. I gotta skip around. We're spoiling too much shit. I gotta skip around. Also, apparently I'm not, I'm still in the beginner stage because I don't know, because there's spoilers in here. There's spoilers in here for me for sure. So we're gonna skip to a minute later. Okay, all right. 3, 2, 1, play.
He is a globally recognized threat, now sailing within the New World, commanding a whole new generation of pirates, his own grand fleet, and he is now—
Wait, stop! Fucking 3-year-old YouTube video spoiling a 30-year-old manga for me. What a life I lead. Anyways, appreciate all of you who have been stopping by lately. I hope you guys are enjoying Water 7. I'm not sure when this is coming out, so it might be coming out either before or after I finish Water 7. I don't really know. Either way, I still haven't finished Water 7. So, yeah, if I'm still watching Water 7, you should come by and watch it with me. See ya.